I was Chuck E. Cheese. When I was 15 years old, I decided it was time to apply for my first real job. So I went online and did some looking around, and I saw a few postings for Chuck E. Cheese. So I actually thought it would be a big fun adventure to dress up as Chuck E. Cheese, or should I say Charles Entertainment Cheese. And yes, that is his full real name. So when I went in for the interview, luckily they actually decided to start me off as the cashier, which I realized later on was a much better place to start than the mouse. So the first day, I got a big tour at Chuck E. Cheese and all the wonder and magic that goes on there. So that includes those weird, creepy animatronic characters that have those shifty little eyes and have those very robotic movements and have their booming loud voices that sing those obnoxious songs. There was actually 1 month when I was working there where they played only 80s music, and that included Chucky remix rendition of Paula Abdul's Forever Your Girl that I would have to listen to every single day. There was even a music video that went along with it of Chuck E. Cheese dancing around a zoo with his friend that was some kind of bird creature in a cheerleading outfit. Just a lot of fun to watch every single day. If you would like to watch, you can even take a look at it on YouTube after if you want to relive the magic with me. So we also walked by those ball pits that I'm sure you all know very well. And I learned that in order to clean the ball pits, you had to go in with some kind of scooper if a kid threw up and some kind of cleaning gel. So when I started hearing about the couple different steps that went into that, I made it my mission to hightail it out of there whenever someone came in and said that someone had to clean out the ball pits. So luckily I spent most of my time at the cash register. So that included also working at the prize counter. So the kids would come up, bring me their tickets, and then I would help them pick out their prizes. And that really basically was kids coming up, banging on the glass loudly that they wanted their prizes, and then they would take their hands and just smear the glass with their grubby little handprints and get it all over the glass that I just worked so hard to clean. So one of the prizes too that I would actually give out were these little gummy eyeballs, and they were a hot prize commodity. A lot of kids wanted those. But at Chuck E. Cheese, our meal breaks were usually not very long, so I would sometimes take those gummy eyeballs and like go into the back prize room and shut the door behind me and kind of eat them up quickly. And one time my manager caught me and told me I was eating money, a whole 10 cents of money. So another thing I did too as the cashier is sometimes I would actually have to stand at the front of Chuck E. Cheese and greet families as they came in. And what I would need to do is stamp a number on all of the family members and their child. So each person would get like a 2 or a 3. And then when they left, I had to make sure that the numbers all matched so that they all left together. The only thing is that, of course, the little kids, they are licking their hands, they're getting food all over them, so you can't read the number, I would say 90% of the time. So I would look at the kid's hand, the parent's hand, and I was like, 2 and 2, why not? Go on out. So one of my biggest fears is that one day I would wake up in the morning and see that a kid had been abducted from Chuck E. Cheese, and it was all my fault because I didn't fulfill my Chuck E. Cheese duty at the post the day before and make sure they all left together with the same number. So then the day came. A cast member was out sick that day, and they needed someone to step in and fill the role as Chuck E. Cheese for a birthday party. So I stepped up and I took one for the team, and I decided I would dress up as Chucky that day. So they took me to the back room, and they gave me the Chuck E. Cheese head, and it was just so musky smelling, and I want to say a little damp on the inside, and it clearly has not been washed in the longest time. So I have to put on this like disgusting, almost like steamy head on. And I also realized that it's quite heavy too. So then I put on the suit, and then these big like plastic shoes that are also very difficult to walk in. So my coworkers are teaching me a dance that we're going to have to do for the party, and it's kind of like a Macarena style dance. They're trying to like run me through that and make sure I'm all good, and then it's showtime, time for us to go on out. So they are slowly leading me out to the front, and I quickly realize I can't see shit. It's just like a mesh covering on the eye, so you really can't see a whole lot out of it. And I'm trying to like slowly clunk along in this big heavy head and these big shoes. And they take me out to the front, and there are just screams of terror and delight. And, you know, some kids are crying, some kids are running up to me trying to hug me. So, you know, we do this little dance, and then I just spend some time sitting at the front of the stage with the kids to come up and say hello to me. And while I'm sitting there, my hair was up in a ponytail, so it was sort of sticking out, I guess, from under the head. And one kid saw that, and then he, of course, brilliantly decided to then just tug on my hair over and over again. And of course, being Chucky, I can't say anything. I mean, what am I gonna do? So I just kind of have to sit there and just wait for this just horror show to be over. And so then they take me around, and you know, I try and take some pictures with the kids, and those kids are crying. And then they just take me to the front where some of the arcade games are, just to say hello and wave to the other kids. And of course, because the head is just so big and I really can't see, the head's hitting some of the arcade games as we're walking by. I'm just kind of running into things. And then my coworker turns to me and says, like, all right, Chucky, is it time? Are you ready to go back? And I'm like, yes, desperately, get me out of here. So finally, he slowly takes me to the back room, and I get to just take that gross, smelly, giant, heavy head off. And it's just freedom and fresh air. So stripped the suit off, and I made it through the birthday party. I think I dressed up as Chuck E. Cheese maybe 2 or 3 times after that. But you know, as time went on, I think I had been at Chuck E. Cheese for about 2 years, and then it got closer for me to start planning for college. So university started taking precedence over Chuck E. Cheese. So, you know, eventually I quit, and then on my last day, I grabbed a bunch of those gummy eyeballs from the prize room and shoved them in my pocket. And I got in my car and drove off. And I still have a memory in my head of just looking back, looking at that place and thinking, like, thank God I never have to go there ever again. And I often think, you know, yeah, maybe work can be hard some days, or, you know, oh man, it was a rough day today. But if I can make it through dressing up as a disgusting little pizza mouse, I can make it through anything. Thank you.